My name is Steven, and I have done a few videos already, but I forgot to do my introduction, and that's what we're here for today. At a young age, I arrived at Kennedy Airport from the Dominican Republic. I was 8 going on 9, I remember, and I thought I was in heaven. Come from a little town between, without exaggerating, 27, maybe 30 people in my little town. And that's exaggerating because I only seen like 20 of them. Then there was Poblado, and then it's called Santiago de los Caballeros, but it's really by Toa Santiago. A small town, a couple of doctors, a little hillbilly town, a couple of gangsters came out of there, doctors, 1 or 2 baseball players. Not bad for a small town. I left Dominican Republic in 1964, and again I arrived at Kennedy Airport, and I thought I was in heaven. I'm repeating myself. And as I arrived, my mom had 3 little hood jackets for us, four jackets. For my brother Juan, who passed away, we'll talk about him later, my brother Robert, Mark, and myself. We came, my mother was waiting for us at the airport. And at a young age, I kind of like the money, handle money, like to buy things. I was real poor, 1 of 10 kids. So I went to a school in the Bronx called PS 30. And at the age of 9 years old, my father caught me playing dice. I had $13. Nobody knew where I got it from. He caught me playing dice with drug dealers, junkies, and the junkies in those days had, in the 60s, Longines watches made out of gold, Congo, mud hair hats made out of mud hair. Called Congo, that's to make them. They used to put, like beaver hat. It was a beaver hat made out of, and they used to put a little bit of oil, baby oil, make it shine, have the beaver hats. And they were well presented, but they were junkies, so you could see they were high on heroin. And here's a kid at the age of 9 years old, playing dice, coming home with $66 in 1964. My father was making $62 a week, where all this money came from. So I remember my father with a belt right in front of all these junkies and drug dealers, taking a belt, whipping me, and getting me out of there. It didn't help. I was again the next day I was doing the same thing. So at a young age, gave my family a lot of trouble. And as the years went on, we moved to Jamaica, Queens in 1968. And that's when I know that my life changed completely. I wanted to go to Monroe High School in the Bronx and play baseball. I wound up in a box, a mortician box called Hillcrest. The most ugliest school you ever seen. We didn't even have a baseball field. So my life started changing. I started meeting people. I was a little older. I had a brother named Mark who passed away, who was going to get signed. He became a schizophrenic. I had an office to play ball, and I turned another way. Life of the street, fighting, and not a good life. My father told me at a young age, he said, Steven, if you fight and you come home cut up, you're not going to live with us. You're already a little crazy, so you don't need to be fighting. So curiosity killed the cat. I continued fighting and doing crazy things, and as I got older, I knew I had problems. In high school, they gave me my high school diploma. The Board of Education should have got sued for that. Never learned how to read and write until I was about 30. I started reading the Bible. I had my ups and downs. And then I decided baseball wasn't for me. Went to the Dominican Republic and played in a league in the South for Julian Javier, who played second base for the St. Louis Cardinals. He runs the league up there. I wound up playing over there, and $1,000 a month. I laugh, I make $1,000 washing dishes in New York, I told him. So, baseball career was like over at a young age. And then later on, in this video I'll tell you, in another video I'll tell you, played professional softball and professional baseball in a senior league in Jacksonville. But that's another story. Right now, what I'm trying to tell you, my life, when I came to America, completely changed. In Jamaica, Queens, South Road, a lot of things happened. I can't give up no names because it's not about their names, it's about what happened to me in my lifetime. So I got my hands into a lot of money, street fighting, hustling, and bowling drugs in the 80s where the Colombians came down here. I was involved in a lot of things. And you know, I wound up with nothing because of my ADHD that I found that I had later. But my life has been up and down. I had a lot of offers, you know, I fought in many fights in the streets, cage fight, underground, made a lot of money fighting, money that if I tell you, you won't believe. I fought in New Orleans, Atlanta, Georgia in the streets. You know, there was one incident that happened in a good place about Kimbo Slice. You know, we were going to bump into each other one day because I told him who he had fought in his life. Nobody in the top 10. If you see his video, that happened in a good place. Nothing but bumps he beat. So I called him out in Atlanta, Georgia, and there was a commotion there. You know, my life story goes on and on and on and on, but I just want you to know a little bit about myself. Like I said, I came from the Dominican Republic at a young age. I tried to follow a baseball career, it didn't work out. So I turned into the life of crime, and it left me paralyzed. At a young age, like I said, I should have asked for help, and I did. But life goes on, and my life will get better. Here we go now. When I came to Florida, after all these things that happened to me, I decided to come to Florida in the late 80s. Never went back to New York. Never. So I became a quadriplegic in 2011. And this is the story from here on. That's my past. One night in 2011, it was dark, muggy, a lot of fires in Flagler County in Palm Coast, Florida. I mean in Flagler County, not Palm Coast. And that's where I lived, you know, at that time. But in Flagler County, there was a big accident. And that big accident was me. The guy threw the high beam on me. And about 200 feet, kept that on. And I was on his side. I went back to my side. He's way, way, way over there. Kept it on. Made me blind. Around 30 feet, got close to me. I went into a ditch, and I became paralyzed. And to make a story short, I wouldn't be here right now talking if it wasn't for Bill France. Now, who is Bill France? People ask. I don't know. Daytona, racetrack. Bill France made it possible for me to stay alive. He donated a lot of money to the trauma center in Halifax. Bill France, thank you. After that, oh, I could say their names. Dr. Kana, the main man in that area. Showed me my neck, the clamps I got there, how he kept me alive. So I lived in a halo, my brother. The man of the mask, a hard halo. and had a halo for about 8 months to a year. After he took it off, Dr. Connor showed me a video of what happened to me, showed me the neck and everything, how he filmed it, and I'm grateful for his team. And after that, it was nourishing time. I have a sister that's no longer around here right now, but she'll be back one day. She's one of the oldest. She's the oldest sister of the girls. I'm older than she is. She nourished me. Was on top of the doctor's ass. That's right, on top of the doctor's butt. Kept me alive, and she made sure they brought me alive because I died 5 times in like 11 or 12 hours. 11.5, 12 hours. And she was there with me all the time. Nourished me back to life. And this is my story about a quadriplegic that you will see later on, after this introduction, that some of the videos that you have seen are nothing. I gave up, like I was saying, to a point. I didn't hit rock bottom. My body, everything, you know. Being a quadriplegic is not easy because the muscle spasm, the nerve damage, and the hot and the cold, and you don't even know if you got a urine infection sometimes, you know. It's tough, but put the shit on, make a little noise now. I want to thank you for getting to know who I am. I'll continue getting stronger. I want to tell you a little bit more before it's over that the doctors told me to eat a lot of omega. I did. The doctors told me to eat a lot of protein. I did. The doctors told me to go to bed early. And I did. From 8 to 8 I used to get up. 8 at night, 8 in the morning. But the whole key about, remember, there's a solution to every trick I was telling you. I stayed up from 8 to 6 in the morning, sometimes 7. 1 finger, 2 fingers, whatever I could do, you know, and I asked God to help me. And after a while, I was throwing 3 fingers and 4 fingers. Next thing I know, I was able to make some kind of fish with my finger all damaged, but I was able to make some kind of fish. So I would go like this, and I go like this, like I showed in the other video. Excuse me. And I'll start throwing punches after 6, 7 months. People say, what the hell is going on? And you can see it right here. Muay Thai, you know what I mean? And I can do stuff like this, and I don't want to show off too much because this video is not about that, but I can, and you know, I can do a lot more, but my point to this video is that I never gave up. And then a couple of months ago, I thought it was the end of the world. And I knew it was time for me to make these videos and get in good shape and tell the world a little bit about me, you know. And later on, there'll be another video telling you more about my recovery. Because my recovery is a long, long, long time. I mean, I've been through operations, one after another. From osteomyelitis to bones taken out. And somehow, by the grace of God, I can hold my toes and all my fingers. You know, God has been so good to me. How do I stay alive? That's a good question. I want quadriplegics to know that this video is not for me only, it's for you guys out there in TV land, wow, in a YouTube land that I haven't heard from. I made this video for you guys, for us, not only for people to watch, for all people. I made this video especially for people that are paralyzed, quadriplegic, paraplegics, who are no lady that can walk with a cane or with a walker. I'm just trying to tell you that life is not over. Yes, I'm only 60. So what? You guys are 70, 75 years old. Can you pick a 2 ounce-pound weight, 2 pounds, and just go like this with me in the next video? Or 1 pound weight? Or whatever you can pick up? And I ask you to be with me with 10 pounds, because I'm here trying to show you that I can do 10 pounds or 20 pounds. That's not what the video is all about. The video is all about trying to help people like me not to give up the little bit of life that you have left. Fight for it. Life is a gift, man. It don't belong to you. When it's time for God to call you, you got to go. You know, as soon as you were born, one day you'll die. So enjoy the little bit of journey that you have in this earth. Whoever you believe in, the God of your creation, the God of your choice, your higher power, will tell you that there's a life after death. Where is it at? Ah, that's a good question. I died 5 times. Did I see God? Did I see a light? Did I see a tunnel? Call me a liar, I tell you that. I didn't see nothing. I was sleeping. I don't know where I was at. It felt good when I woke up, though. We'll see each other again in the next video. You have a blessed day. There you go. There's your hot dog.